Turkey's presidential election could be heading to a runoff. Satluj TV has more on the make-or-break vote that could end the current leader's 20-year rule. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan pulled slightly ahead of earlier polling that showed him trailing his opponent, but not enough to secure 50% of the vote. The 69-year-old has ruled his country with an increasingly firm grip for 20 years and could secure at least another 5 years if he wins in the next few days when all the ballots are counted or after a runoff vote at the end of the month. With about 49% of the vote and millions more overseas ballots yet to be counted, Erdogan says he would welcome a runoff should one be needed. His chief challenger, Kemalkilicdaroglu, has been popular among Turkey's secularist voters and young people who want to see a return to the nation's founding father's vision of Kemal Ataturk. Erdogan's first decade in office has been celebrated for an improved economy. However, his last 10 years has seen this president become increasingly authoritarian with an unorthodox approach to the economy. The Turkish lira sank to new record lows on the possibility that he would be re-elected. The currency has lost half of its value since last year, and inflation continues to climb to unprecedented levels. Experts believe Erdogan was likely to have an advantage in a runoff because the president's party was likely to do better in a parliamentary election, which was also held Sunday. Voters also elected lawmakers to fill Turkey's 600-seat parliament. It lost much of its legislative power after a referendum to change the country's system of governance narrowly passed in 2017. This changed the system to an executive presidency. Kilicdaroglu's Nation Alliance pledged to return Turkey's governance system to a parliamentary democracy if it won both the presidential and parliamentary ballots. It also promised to restore the independence of the judiciary and the central bank. More than 64 million people, including overseas voters, were eligible to vote. Nearly 89% cast their ballots. Also seeking the presidency was Sinan Oğan. He's a former academic who had the backing of an anti-immigrant nationalist party and has secured more than 5% of votes tallied so far. Voters could be heading back to the ballot boxes on May 28 if a runoff is needed. This year marks 100 years since Turkey's establishment as a republic following the fall of the Ottoman Empire. For Satluj TV, I'm Layla Gulen.
Do you ever wonder what's behind the news? What is it that you are not being told? Going behind the news and finding the truth. Let the truth flow. Satluj Network. Let the truth flow.